Hey, what's up, y'all? We're gonna do 6 impossible magic tricks that are unexplainable. To be honest, I was just explaining that all magic tricks are pretty much unexplainable because the magician never wants to reveal its secret. But let's get straight into it. With that being said, okay.
Number 1 is Dan White. Dan White is an American magician who is becoming more and more known for his tricks and
I'm sorry, we gotta pause real quick because if he looked like that, he look handsome. Okay. His little okay. And I don't know what watch that is. I'm assume it's not, expensive watch. So, okay. Watch that not even be him. It's probably some random person from the internet.
illusions. The trick in question isn't flashy or even done in front of a crowd, but it definitely falls into the unexplainable side of things.
Bro.
Whilst at Paste magazine, he asks the interviewer to hold his finger and then manages to move his ring from one finger to another, seemingly without even touching it. Seeing as the interviewer is holding his finger, sleight of hand would have been very difficult to achieve. He then makes it even more difficult to do by getting the interviewer to cover his entire hand and then switching the ring from one hand to the other.
Yo! Can anybody explain how he did that? Magic's real. How the fuck? But like, without moving, like he didn't even move this hand. Like without moving this hand, it ended up in the other one. How?
The more you think about it, the less sense this trick makes, which adds to how unexplainable it really is.
He handsome
so
though.
While it may not be flashy or intense, it's definitely a trick we don't have any explanations for.
I don't know.
Number 3 is Dynamo. Dynamo is a popular magician from England who I featured in the past.
Yo, he got pretty eyes. What's up with these magicians, y'all? And he got a tattoo. And he's pointing at you. Not me, y'all. To y'all.
Because of his mind-blowing tricks,
yeah,
but
like
he has come out and explained how some of them are done. However, for what might be his most popular trick, he decided to offer no explanation. Now, there has been some magicians who have created the illusion of walking on water, but it is commonly the case where their tricks will be revealed or exposed, and it usually involves witnesses who are actually in on the trick and a designated pool where the magician can pretend to walk on water, when in reality they're walking on a platform that has been put down. But Dynamo took this trick and made it look extremely real. For one, he didn't know any of the witnesses, and he definitely didn't own the area he did it in. And this is because he walked on water in the River Thames, the biggest river in England. This is all while boats are in the water around him, with rowers and ships passing him by. He eventually is taken in by what appears to be the police. It's interesting because the boat that takes him in gets extremely close to him, and if there was a platform there, the boat shouldn't be able to drive on it. There are some people who are understandably skeptical, but this trick does remain for the most part unexplained.
What the fuck? He just walked on water. Oh my god, is this a sign?
Number 4 is Derren Brown. Derren Brown is a mentalist and an illusionist from the UK who is very well known for his mind-blowing tricks and illusions.
I mean, just walked on water.
He performed a trick that is very popular to perform, known as the nail in the bag trick. The idea is that 6 bags will be randomly placed in a row, and one of these bags will contain a nail.
We love our ball kings out there.
The performer will then slam their hand down into 5 of the bags, all of which should be empty. Derren starts off this trick by throwing a red circle into the crowd, proving that the trick is indeed done with a random volunteer. This may be the most interesting part, as the volunteer is the one who picks what bags Darren will slam his hand onto, and the primary criticism for this trick is that the assistant is in on it. But with this version of the trick, that doesn't appear to be the case.
Okay.
Darren hovers his hand around the bags, and the volunteer tells him when to stop. He then slams his hand on the bag 4 times in a row without hitting the nail, before eventually getting the volunteer to slam the 5th one, which of course is also empty. He then reveals the 6th bag, which does indeed end up having the nail in it. There could have been some trick to this, but Darren Brown did a great job of making it seem like it was random, and it remains unknown as to how he did it with such confidence.
I'm confused. He did a trick that usually people do, but he stepped it up by just using a random stranger. And what makes it hard is because you can't tell where the nails is at. That one went over my head, y'all. I don't know if that went over yours.
Number 5 is David Blaine. Arguably the most popular magician today, David Blaine's tricks sometimes aren't even tricks. I mean, sometimes he'll just kind of stab himself.
What? See how it really looks.
Sorry,
oh
David,
my
seriously.
Oh my god.
This isn't
a
trick.
My god.
You're just sticking a needle through your fucking arm.
Oh.
But he also has a fascination with what the body is capable of, and endurance in general. So it makes sense that the trick in question is all about that. There is an extremely rare skill known as spouting, where a person can actually produce water from their mouths at any time in any place. It was popularized by a performance artist known as Haji Ali, who would drink up to 100 glasses of water and then proceed to spout it out.
What the mother flippin' flapping? What the why would you willingly do that? It's like cool, but so weird and just no. Like if I ever seen a random person do that shit, I was like, I'm looking the other way. What, bro? What?
There are a few people who can do this in the world, but it seems as if it is a skill that they've known all their life. David Blaine decided to try and learn it, and he actually succeeded. He's even able to drink kerosene, light things on fire, and then put the fire out with the water that's in his stomach. It seems like an...
I'm not gonna lie, when he does it, it kind of look a little cool though. It kind of look a little, just a little bit, just a bit.
Possible trick, but there are people who can do it. However, David Blaine took it a step further by actually learning how to do it, and doing so in a very short amount of time. Number 6 is Jamie Raven.
He's a genius when it comes to magicians.
Jamie Raven is actually another entry that's taken from Britain's Got Talent.
He looks weird.
This time in 2015.
No,
I wouldn't usually feature 2 entries that come from the same place, but I've made an exception as this trick is about as unexplainable as they get. He asks the judges to pick a color, suit, and a number, and then tells Simon Cowell that he has the ability to change it if he wants. Cowell decides to change it to the 7 of hearts. This is seemingly randomly selected. Raven then flicks through a deck of cards to reveal a flip animation that shows a man pulling out the 7 of hearts.
No, the last one was crazy. Hold up. We gotta play it back. Wait, what's this man's name?
Is Jamie
Raven? Okay, so hold up. Okay.
One of the largest currency notes available in this country. With my sleeves rolled up, guys, with nothing in my hands. We can get a shot of this on the screen. I'm going to change this £50 note into the much rarer, infinitely more valuable Bank of Britain's Got Talent £50 note.
No way.
Now you can see we've got our head of state, Mr. Simon Cowell. We've got our beautiful princesses, of course, our queen, son, for you to keep. Don't spend it all at once. Guys, I don't want you to feel left out. So I brought along some more cash for you, but I know deep down, you don't really want one of these. You'd much rather have one of those Bank of Britain's Got Talent.
How the fuck is he doing that?
One for each of you to keep.
I love that.
Thank you very much.
What? Thought I'd finish with a trick using a picture that I've drawn. It's a self-portrait. That's me. This is where we are. Britain's Got Talent. You see, most magicians at this point would ask one of you to reach in and take a card. I'm not going to do that. Instead, if I may, I'm just going to ask each of you one question. David, if I may start with you. If I could ask you to choose a colour, red or black, whatever you say is what we will use. What colour would you like?
Black.
Black. Alicia, the black cards are split into two suits. We have the spades, we have the clubs. Again, if I could ask you to choose, whatever you want is what we will use.
Clubs.
Clubs, fantastic. Amanda, I need you to choose a value for me. What would you like?
9.
9. The 9 of clubs. Simon, you're the boss. I'm going to give you the chance, if you like, to stick with the 9 of clubs, or you can overrule all of the other judges and you can choose any other card that you like. What would you like?
7 of hearts.
The 7 of hearts. Okay. Guys, there is no way I could know that you would choose the 9 of clubs. There's no way I would know if you would overrule, and if you would, what you would change to. You'll agree I haven't touched these. What I didn't tell you is that I've also drawn on the back of every single other card in this deck. Do you remember those cartoon flick books where you flick through and the little man comes to life? Check this out.
His voice is
You
perfect
see our
too for
magician?
it.
He takes off his hat, he reaches inside, he pulls out just one card, ladies and gentlemen, not just any card, it's the 7 of hearts.
Yo, like what the Like look at him. He's like, what the I'm thinking the same How you do that?